is what this once proud and profitable company sorely needs. What was once a captivating, trend-setting program has now deteriorated into a cliched, let's be honest, boring snooze fest that is in dire need of a knight in shining armor. Television ratings, downward spiral. Pay-per-view buy rates, plummeting. Mainstream acceptance, non-existent. And reactions of the live crowds, complete and utter silence. You're silent because you're embarrassed to be here. Honestly, I'm embarrassed for you. And the reason why you're embarrassed is because of the steady stream of uninteresting, untalented, mediocre sports entertainers who you're forced to cheer for and care for. No wonder you're not cheering. You can care less about every single idiot in that dressing room.
Now, here's Joe.
It's finna be a breeze. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna beat their ass. And this finna be a breeze. Who the hell said that in the chat? Because you got me going now. Oh, guys, I don't know where I saved that sound clip, but I hope it's somewhere. This finna be a breeze! What Raw was that from? Because that still might be the best thing I've seen on Raw almost all year long. It finna be a breeze! You guys are killing me. Oh, my God. Who the hell? Who wrote that in the chat? I can't stop thinking about how funny it is, bro. This finna be a breeze. Holy hell, dude. Holy hell. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My good Lord. This finna be a breeze. Wow, it only took 1 week for Raw to get back to being a boring piece of crap. Oh, my God. I gotta log out of my video game. Well, that was something. Did everybody enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight? What a beautiful show it was. Wow. I mean, listen, the Charlotte stuff with Nikki was all right. I like the cliffhanger to next week. I just can't believe that that's the main story going on, you know? The main story is this superhero thing. Like, this should be like a filler, or this should be like the second or third story that's going on. You know what I mean? And it was featured tonight as the thing. You know, it's just... Oh, my God, is this terrible. Like, the show is just terrible. And I think Keith Lee is going to be gone in a couple of weeks, by the way. There's a couple of reasons why I think that, not just because some of the sources out there saying things. I tweeted about it jokingly earlier, but I really actually... It was my first tweet, and I just had some fun with it. I really do hope Keith Lee is getting released, because that'd be hilarious, because then we could all tweet Sean Ross about how he fucking bullied the shit out of that guy who said he heard he's being released. And then he's like, oh, about that? You know, I'd love to see that happen because he's such a scumbag asshole. But, man, what a nightmare.
And you're right. I heard the same thing a while ago about Keith Lee, Joe. It's been... And then he sends out another cryptic tweet today saying, I've decided I'm going to tell everybody what's going on in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So either a character change is coming for him or he's leaving. Those are the two things I'm thinking. Character change or he's leaving.
It was just, he said, I've decided. I am just going to tell you guys the story myself. Give me a week or two. So why even say that in the first sense? He said, it's not our business. If you want to tell us, okay. And then he replied, I do. I wanted to do it in a special manner, but instead I'll just have to chat directly. It just doesn't make much sense. I've kind of heard, there's obviously rumors on top of rumors, but
Sean Ross said you're a piece of shit if you think those rumors are true. So
right, but the one viable source that I had spoken to originally said that it was an issue with copyright, and we kind of strayed from that, thinking it was medical. But we heard initially like, oh, they're being a bit difficult. There's issues with his namesake and copyright. And there's some backstage, issues with Keith Lee and his booking and things like that going on. He's being difficult to work with, but there was nothing to prove that. He was off TV for months after that time had come and passed. So we didn't know if it was a medical thing. It was very bizarre, but clearly he's cleared to wrestle. So it makes the medical idea seem even less likely. I don't know what it is, but hearing that, he might be released, it kind of lines up. No, I don't want to see anybody get fired.
Yep. I mean, to me, what lines up is that he said that on Twitter, and he lost last week after he comes back. Now he comes out again, and in his second week, he loses again.
And to show you even more, they don't care about NXT. This is another one of those like instant ready-made matches. Maybe not everybody would care, but you could have gotten maybe a decent amount of, if there's any NXT viewers that don't tune in, or this could have been a big deal because Keith Lee got beat as NXT champion by Cross, NXT 30. They kind of mentioned it briefly, but really that was, the loss that sent Keith Lee back into the main roster. And they could have turned this into a whole story, an angle. This could have been a few-week thing. Instead, he beats him in the first night, and it's done and over with. Yeah, they didn't advertise it. Nothing. No story, no feud. He's not going to get his win back from Hardy because he has COVID, so they threw this together quick, and that's it.
Yeah, because it was all this is about is we need some fodder for Karrion Kross. We need to get him over, or we need to get him to win because people were so mad last week, and this thing's out the window, so... Like, go out there. We need someone to lose. So that shows you how...
And they needed someone convincing that the crowd would be kind of upset if he lost. And they don't have many of those. They can't have Drew lose right now. That would be bad.
The crowd was else
dead. Do we have?
The crowd was dead for them.
The crowd was dead for that.
They were like, wow, these two guys, we're bored. The crowd was... This was a casual crowd, and they didn't even have Cena. They didn't have nothing. This was...
No Cena, no Roman, no Edge. So, I mean, that was hard. They teased Becky and Goldberg and delivered neither one of those. I saw some of like the hashtag of like the fans being in attendance, being upset. I don't blame them. I mean, they say, "Oh, Goldberg's response." We get Bobby Lashley's response to Goldberg, and the way they sell it, you imagine Goldberg will be there. You get Charlotte teasing, "There's no one on my level. There's no one that can beat me. There's no one," and obviously they're teasing Becky, and neither of which are coming to fruition yet because they want to, sell tickets but tease fans as well. I don't think that's the best idea right now.
Yeah, how messed up is WWE right now that basically their whole thing is done on either pretending someone might be there or having to book Cena in some filler spot to do something. Like, that's what this whole thing is based on.
Yeah, all of it is filler because SummerSlam is basically made up at this point, and there's not much to do. It's just about the matches. We have a few of the matches already set in stone. What more is there to do, really? Edge and Seth Rollins, you just got to get to the match. Promos are done. Same thing with a lot of them. John Cena and Roman. Now they're going to have Roman basically go over Finn Balor because they need something to do in the interim.
Right.
And now we're hearing that Cena is actually considering staying a little bit longer. So apparently he'll be there when SmackDown goes to the world's most famous arena Friday, September 10th. So John Cena will be on hand when the top stars of SmackDown and Raw go to Madison Square Garden. But how much longer will Cena stick around past that? He'll be at SummerSlam, and then he has no more dates until Madison Square Garden. So obviously they're not selling tickets well at MSG. They haven't been selling well. And now you already have the tennis arena doing well for AEW in New York. So Vince must be upset. So they added Cena. But Cena's not going to be there competing going forward.
Right.
I think this is just one date just for Madison Square Garden.
Now, yes, it's obviously because it's such a big place and they got to sell those tickets. So the premiums, the ticket pricing, the size of the arena, they need all the help they can get. And here it comes.
New member. Yes.
Ryan the Heel.
I'm hard. I'm so good. Oh my God, I'm hard for the new member.
Ooh, Ryan the Heel is now a member. Ryan, thank you, man. We're going to have some membership live stream coming up in a couple of days. So look for that. Plus, some of the out of nowheres will make their way to the member video list as well. So look for those. Thank you to Ryan the Heel. He was also a $25 producer on the Patreon. Thanks to that man. And shout out to the king of Monetize This.
Shit bomb!
J-Man's Road Rants.
You become a shit bomb.
We'll get it up in a minute.
Raw was crap. The type ending was that Joe Jack.
You know, I thought the opening and ending were all right. It's just I wish those didn't end the show.
Well, here's the thing. I'm more upset probably than you are, but I'm just so confused by a lot of what happened tonight.
You're more upset than me? Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
This show was awful.
I like Nikki Cross to begin with, and
oh, okay, I get it.
I hate what they've done to her.
Oh,
here we go.
What if the turkeys hate us? What if they filleted us? What if they killed us and ate our children? What if the turkeys ate us?
Soundwave 92 is back.
What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us? If they had to hate us? The Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart.
The Soundwave.
But first they'd eat our nuts. And then they'd eat our butt. The turkeys ate us.
The finna be a breeze.
What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they ate our fucking nuts? What if the turkeys ate us? We gotta figure out what Raw that was from. This finna be a breeze. Like 6 weeks ago. Somebody find that and tell me what Raw that was, because it was fucking hilarious. Yo!
I'm back, motherfuckers.
Whoa!
So the main event for next week will be another fucking rematch. This company doesn't learn. I hope the Keith Lee rumor you talked about Twitter at Drew, because holy hell, Keith and Cross are beyond fucked. Hate me to put it up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're not wrong. This shit's crazy. All right? And Soundwave, you are the top dog. Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, but I saw it, and after the basically after he tweeted the stuff that we had heard, I went, man, you know, maybe that shit is true, because, and you know, I hope it is, because I would love to tweet out what Sean Ross Sapp said to that guy the other day, calling him a scumbag fuck, and I would love to call him a scumbag fuck, and say someone owes someone an apology. That would be the greatest thing ever if this were true. I hope it is true. But I think it might also be...
Just for that fact, yeah, really.
Yeah, but it might be part of a gimmick, too, where, like, he's going to be like, I need to tell you all something. And then it's like, he's going to become, like, fucking something goofy. You know what I mean? Like, something's coming where he's a goofball. That's what's next.
Oh, I wish I could remember... Somebody recently said he talks like something, and I was like, oh, that's a great comparison. I have to tell Joe that. Now I can't think of it.
Who talks like what?
They're saying Keith Lee talks like he's a, and I forget what comparison it was. It was hilarious. Damn it. I wanted to
in
remember
real
it.
life, he talks like this?
Yeah, they say that his gimmick is pretty much him just barely amped up at all, so I could picture it, but he has that slow drawl, and it was something like a rapist mathematician, but it was something along those lines.
Whatever
it was really
is,
funny, but...
fucking terrible. Conan nailed it.
Well, that's what they're... Yeah, it was on the line of the Conan thing, but it was really funny.
I sound like salutations.
So I'm just baffled as to why they need to have their women's champion agree to a triple threat, defend her title. She's like, all of this worked for me. ASH, I'm almost a superhero. We can all almost be superheroes. I get it's supposed to be like motivational. I'm not crazy about the character at all. No. But just your women's champion, just like your NXT champion losing last week. Why let your women's champion be defeated tonight by Charlotte? Charlotte said, you're nothing more than a fluke. It was only because you had the Money in the Bank briefcase that you beat me.
Right.
And she just got proven right.
Yeah.
Charlotte's right. So what is the interest, or how can you support Nikki at all? She's a loser. She lost to Charlotte. You're just saying she has no chance of retaining.
You know what's happening next week is somebody else is going to come out, and they're gonna interfere and fuck over Charlotte, and so she's going to get out of another one where she's like, see,
it's just going to repeat again. But now we have the same thing to look forward to next week, and it wasn't like. Again, they do the roll up kind of thing, so it seems like, oh, she only rolled her up because it was the crossbody again and the expertise of Charlotte. But Charlotte dominated the entire match.
Right.
She beat her from pillar to post and corner to corner, and she's a great heel. But I just don't give a shit about Charlotte. I don't want to see her win the title. I don't want to hear she's so good too. That's the problem, that WWE ruined her, and she doesn't need to be reinvented. She doesn't need to be. You need to have her go away for a long time, I think, or go to an AEW. She needs fresh people to face. She needs to be away from this right now because I feel like it's just not working.
Who?
I don't.
Charlotte?
Charlotte, yeah, because she's been so shoved down the audience and viewed as such a standard for. She is good. She deserves what she's gotten, but the way WWE has force-fed her down everyone's throat.
All it is WWE sucks at booking almost
their booking
anything.
is because she's a great talent. She's an incredible heel. I mean, the things she does.
I thought her promo tonight was one of her best.
I don't know about best, but it was really good. Charlotte is certainly.
It was one of her better ones, though. She didn't sound robotic tonight. I think it was.
No, she didn't.
Was it
and that's
early?
what I'm saying. She's so good, but I don't want to see her win. I don't want to see her be a 12-time champ. I just don't care.
I don't care either. I don't either.
Yeah, and I feel like she's done too, and that's why she's being such a prophetic bitch. Because she's sick of all of it.
None
of
them
really amped it up.
I don't care about anybody. I don't care about the
I know
belt.
that's the biggest thing.
Who gives a
There's
shit
few
about
people
the
that
belt?
I do like, but I'm afraid to like anybody because every time you do, they ruin them.
Yeah, I mean the belt doesn't matter. I don't like Nikki. I don't like Charlotte. I don't. If Becky comes back, I don't even like her. I don't care about anybody. Like they're all just terrible to me.
And that's a huge problem. But at least some of the feuds I can get behind or at least enjoy a little bit. With this one, I have two odd outcomes that neither of which I care for. Either Charlotte's the champion again, or eventually SummerSlam, Rhea might win again, or Nikki retains, and none of those are really great options at all whatsoever. Because Nikki already lost, so you admitted that she's a fluke. Charlotte's basically destroyed everybody pretty easily and single-handedly. Like tonight, I like what they did with Bobby Lashley. I enjoyed it sucks that it's at the cost of Cedric Alexander and Shelton, but they've been bottom barrel, talent for a long time. That never should have come to that. The Hurt Business should still be together, really, realistically. But I like the fact that he faced them both 2-on-1 and pinned them by, stacking them up. Here's the problem with it. It's Roman Reigns 2.0. His promo was the same.
Yep.
People mentioned this in the chat. And now he did the same thing that we did at Mania with stacking the two opponents. Like, it shows that he's dominant, but do something a little bit more creative because it's just a carbon copy of what's working on SmackDown with Roman. Nothing's original here. And then we're going to see Goldberg come in, and then eventually what? October, we get to go back to Saudi? Yay!
I thought it was awesome at the end where Charlotte was talking shit to the fan too, and she was like whacking her on the ground. I thought that was hilarious.
That's what I was saying before. She chops her in the chest like 3-4 times, and she goes to do it again. The crowd's wooing, and then she stops close and then smacks her across the face. And the crowd starts getting really guttural about it and booing. And she's a great heel.
It's better It's better than Bobby's story. I think Bobby Lashley's story is shit because again, they're literally like you said. It's like, and we said this already. I've told you, it's gonna be Cena coming back for Roman, so Bobby's gonna get Goldberg. We said this 6 weeks ago. So so obviously the Bobby Lashley thing isn't good because the Bobby Lashley thing is a reaction to the Roman Reigns thing. So Roman
Lashley says he's gonna refuse John Cena. Well, now I'm refusing Goldberg. Neither are worthy opponents, so they're going to face somebody else. And then Goldberg and Cena are both going to have to force them to accept the challenge, and then we'll get to SummerSlam. But the match is going to happen. So.
What Bobby Lashley should have done instead is decided that he wants to beat everybody. Because Roman's different. Roman's kind of like that plodding, methodical, evil bad guy, leader of the tribe stuff, whatever. So Bobby Lashley, what he should do is Bobby Lashley's storyline right now should be this. Bobby Lashley requests the records of WWE. So Bobby Lashley in an opening segment with MVP is sitting there and he goes, MVP, I want you to do one thing for me. I have the title. And I'm going to go down in the record books as this champion, but I want to go down in the record books as everything. Get me, what's the quickest WWE championship win of all time? What's the most matches a WWE champion has ever had in one night? Successfully defended a title in one night. And maybe that answer is 2, right? So MVP comes back and he goes, it's 2. One night, Triple H, whatever, defended the belt opening Raw. And then he had to face someone else at the end of Raw again where he lost the belt. So I'm going to have to beat somebody's ass tonight twice. And I'm going to blow that record away. I'm going to have 3 matches tonight. MVP's like, man, Bobby, what are you talking about, man? You don't want to do this, dude. You're the champion. We're making all the money with the belt. You know, you lose 3? Are you seriously doubting me? I will choke you to death right now in front of a whole TV audience. I like blah blah. And MVP's like, all right, listen, hey man, listen, you want to do that? I'll go make it. I'll go talk to I'll talk to Vince, whoever, and we'll make it happen. Make it happen. Bobby Lashley, the first world WWE champion to ever defend a championship in one night 3 times. Never happened before. Bobby Lashley goes out there and demolishes the shit out of people.
Yeah,
on
and
his way.
Have him keep beating records.
Right. Psyching it like
fastest
crazy.
match or things like that. Fastest blood victory. Things like whatever they can find, and they do all of these crazy because he wants to have every record and beat everybody along the way. That would be interesting. Right now, what do we have? Nothing. Right. He's just a strong man with a mouthpiece and MVP.
I say this because this separates Roman a bit from him. Okay, and he's like, I think I'm gonna accept Goldberg's challenge, but I'm not gonna accept it till I'm frothing at the mouth, till I've disembodied this WWE roster, because I don't think Goldberg deserves the chance right now. But I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to find out if he deserves the chance. And that's when he just goes on this rampage of just fucking destroying people. And he's setting records, right? Like I just said. He wants to set these records. Has there ever been a best of 10 fall finish, a 7 fall finish match for the WWE World Championship? MVP's like, no, there's been a 3 fall finish. All right, book a 5 fall finish match for the WWE Championship, and he beats the shit out of someone there, and just he's coming up with all this shit.
Yeah, that would be interesting because right now,
ladies and gentlemen, the record MVP, introduce me like you're supposed to. Ladies and gentlemen, the record-breaking WWE World Heavyweight Champion, like Bobby Lashley, and now it's like the almighty record-breaking, bone-breaking, like whatever, he comes up with this big fucking list of shit. Joe Cronin for creative, you fucking idiots. But instead, it's Bobby Lashley copying everything Roman does on a lower level.
On a very lower level, because at least Roman was, I don't want to say outright speaking truth, but his promo was very good, sarcastic, it was funny, and he really knocked John Cena down a few pegs in return. I like what he had to say. Here, Lashley said, basically MVP had spoken for him at first, saying, we're finally going to get a response for Goldberg. And then he says, I'm not going to dignify Goldberg's challenge with a response.
Right.
So we didn't get an answer, really.
Right.
That's a non-answer. And then he's like, I'm not going to be disrespected by anybody in this ring. And then that's when Cedric came out. So we didn't even get an explanation or a promo from Lashley fucking anyways. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that makes me want to, take a butcher knife and run to the mall. It's like, what are you doing here? How can you take someone who just a few weeks ago is being revered as like a really solid, great champ, and now you make your audience crazy? That's why the fans don't care.
Dude, someone said head of the hood.
Yeah, damn straight.
Head of the hood.
That's why the chat's always great.
Oh my God.
I know some people said they liked it tonight too. There was quite a few people that said, "Oh, I like this. This was good." I'm like, I feel like I'm just being overly negative, but there was a couple of things
Charlotte
I enjoyed.
Nikki
I
was
liked
good.
Drew's segment.
I like Charlotte and Nikki. It's just I didn't like that it was the only thing we really going on.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing too. I wish they didn't have Nikki cash in yet. Really, I mean, I know it's like, oh, you want to book it your way, but it just doesn't make sense. And I know they did that only as a reaction to Becky not being there last week, and they needed something to go off the air big with. They felt so they had Nikki cash in, but it's too soon for that character. She was only, essentially 3 weeks old as the superhero, or whatever it was. And the fans have barely tonight as women's champion, we got to learn about more of the superhero gimmick and why she's this way. But she's already women's champ. And then you prove she's nothing. She's worthless and she's going to lose the belt anyways. So Charlotte was a placeholder for then placeholder Nikki, who's really the placeholder for Becky. Is that what we're getting? Like, that's what it feels like.
What the fuck is going on, man? Why is Chris J blocked in the chat? And why won't it let me unblock him now?
That's so weird.
Now it won't let me unblock him either. Chris J is blocked in the chat, but it won't let me unblock him now. That's the guy who last night on Monetize This, like, donated a bunch of money under fucking Super Chats.
Yeah.
Now he's blocked? Why is he blocked? Who the fuck is blocking people? Like, what the fuck is going on? And why can't I unblock him? It won't let me unblock him.
That fucking bug thing is so weird. I don't even see anybody blocked. But
no, I don't know. I'm unblock. It's not block. It's not unblocking him no matter what I do. And it's always somebody who donates. Somebody who donates, who donated some of the most on Monetize This the other night. Now I can't unblock them.
Yeah, the only one I saw blocked was D. Welsh's hooker mother. So
yeah, that was definitely true. But it's like, why is he blocked?
Yeah, and you can't. I wonder if Nightbot.
No, Nightbot can't. I don't think so.
Paul says it's YouTube. They do permabans. It's YouTube Nightbot.
I mean, maybe I could see maybe if someone was doing chargebacks, but no, but he's not.
Or if you donate, so I wonder if it's. I don't know for sure, but I wonder if people donate like joking things and they use no words, and then that's why they can't be unblocked.
Maybe that's what it is.
Because it's a super chat thing.
But then
I don't know if that's true. I've heard that once before on Twitter too, and I don't know if that's true or not.
When I go over to my other channel, he's not blocked there.
But has he donated no words there on super chat?
I don't know. I
That's
don't remember.
The thing. Yeah, see, so there's like 4 people in the chat saying it's YouTube.
Got to make a new channel is what everybody says.
Got to make a new account.
Yeah, people are saying got to make a new account. Why is that?
I don't know. It could be. I don't know if that's, like I said, just a thought, but
this doesn't make any sense. This is happening to so many people. Like, it's happening to a lot of people, and it's always somebody like that I recognize. It makes no sense. And why can't you unblock them? I typed a wet banana emoji and got banned on Corrupted after. Permaban wasn't by a mod, says Paul 3.
I searched into Google
YouTube.
YouTube blocking accounts for donating bad words. That's how I searched it, like
Really?
an idiot. And it comes up hate speech policy. On June 5th, 2019, we announced changes. If you target or comment on any individual's age, caste, disability, ethnicity, basically if you donate or chat any of the following no words, it can completely ban your channel.
Huh.
And it basically gives you
But then it doesn't ban you on... But then he's not banned on my other channel, so...
I know, but you're basically banned from chatting and donating on that channel.
Oh, okay.
I guess because that's where you said the bad word, so it won't let you say bad words again.
That's so dumb. That makes no sense. Can't be right.
I don't agree with it, obviously, but it says YouTube is demonetizing videos, YouTube is deleting comments, and YouTube is banning accounts. This is just looking through.
Why doesn't A.J. Adams get banned then? That's a great point by D. Wells.
I like I said, it doesn't make sense. I don't.
Yeah,
know
I don't think this can't
I don't
be
think
it.
It's the case, but
yeah, it can't be it. It's got to be something else. I don't know what else. Whatever though, I guess. But yeah, Chris J. I don't know, bro. That's so fucking weird. It seems to be something with super chats though. It's got to be because he just super chatted a shitload the other day, and now he's banned. It's like what? Why the hell would you be banned? So I don't know. That is so weird. I can't unblock you though, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I blocked on, and then when I go into people who are blocked, you're not blocked. I go into people who are blocked and you ain't there. You ain't blocked. So there's no way to unblock you because you ain't even blocked. It doesn't make any sense. But hey, fuck. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm reading something here to see.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, some people are just saying that they've been banned after donations and stuff, but you don't know what's legitimate, what's not, and what could be the cause.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. Sorry, Chris. I don't know. I guess you're going to have to make a new channel to say stuff. And I don't know why. I mean, there's no... This
so
is... Weird. You're not the first one. You're like the 15th person that this has happened now.
Yeah, we've shown it on air.
Yeah.
You've shown quite a few times now trying to get people... It's got to be something on YouTube because you're literally clicking unban.
This actually happened with one of my co-hosts a long time ago, and he was convinced I blocked him, and he was like, "I can't chat anywhere," and I'm like, "No, dude, I didn't block you," and he was like, and then it turned out that both of us didn't have each other blocked, and we were like, "What the fuck?" That's the first time I ever heard of this. Was one of my former co-hosts we were unable to. Same thing was happening. He couldn't speak in my chat, and now it's happened again. But now it happens all the time with like random users. Makes no sense. But anyway, I don't know there really wasn't much to Raw. That I just felt like there wasn't much interesting stuff tonight.
I don't understand why they're doing this. Beat the champion to get a shot at the champion's title.
I hate that. That's the worst.
It's a championship contenders match. Championship. They did it last week with the Raw tag team. They did it this week with the U.S. title and one other thing. I think it was the women's title too, right? There was another one. So,
yeah.
Oh, the tag team champions. And then we don't know if Natalia's injured or not now. That was bad. So, I mean, all of this was just really not good. Keith Lee, I'm sorry. I liked him in NXT. Yet again, I liked him on the Indies, but he does sound like a boring math teacher for sure. The Mr. Gentleman stuff, he's not a great promo. And then on top of it, his in-ring, he still looked blown up tonight. And what him and Cross did was nothing compared to what they did and even with the injury match at NXT TakeOver 30. So this match was a real shit show. I guess the only thing good was like the Saito suplex, just because it shows how strong Cross is. But
yeah,
most of it just doesn't make sense. So
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I guess the only kind of decent thing they really did was build up Mansoor, if you really want to say anything positive, because the crowd got into it. Mansoor rolls up Mace. It's again a fruit roll up, but that's his first match on U.S. soil, I believe, right? I'm pretty sure that's Mansoor's first thing, and Ali was trying to be the teacher there, but didn't really get to, and it was kind of odd, but it was very short. And okay, Mansoor won, so they beat.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was nice too. Like, it was okay. It was just a lot of those stories tonight. It was a lot of those kind of lower mid card stories. That's the problem. It's all like they're nice, they're like fine, but like it's all
because
lower
they booked
mid-card.
Themselves this way, Joe. Who do they have? No one. When Cena wasn't on this week and Randy Orton's not there, and people first said that Randy Orton's on the injured list. I was basically under the impression that he was just being held off until SummerSlam, and he'll come back for the Raw tag team titles with Riddle. Originally, they wanted Riddle to take the Money in the Bank, but then Orton needed time off for something, so they didn't have Riddle win the Money in the Bank briefcase. They went with Big E. Obviously, that's good for Big E. I think it's better than going for the tag titles. But that was certainly, we heard, discussed, and they still want to have Riddle go for the tag titles. You know this because they're having AJ and Omos attack him. So the story's building towards SummerSlam. They wouldn't do that if Orton was not going to be in the picture or return. The crowd is chanting Orton over and over again. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of getting there. But he probably won't show till the go-home show or SummerSlam itself. Reason being, though, we didn't have anything really big deal. Alexa Bliss didn't come out, so we just had Lily's world or whatever it was. That was kind of funny, actually. As stupid as it was, Lily's evolution or whatever, that made me chuckle. I know, kill me. But most of this was just, like you said, a throwaway.
Hey, Ryan, I got a question about Hardy real quick. But first of all, Ryan, you just emailed me about being blocked as well. There is no way around it, Ryan. That's the problem. Or Mike. I'm sorry, Mike emailed me. Mike, I got your email. I can't reply right now, but there's no way around it. So if anybody's been blocked and they're listening, or they think they've been ghosted or whatever, there is no way. There's something going on, and it has nothing to do with me, and I don't know what it is. I don't understand. It's been going on a while. You're gonna have to that, or I'm gonna have to maybe, I don't know, man. Something's going on, or there's a rogue mod somewhere who's after shows are over or something. They're doing something. But I don't understand why. I don't understand how people are blocked and I can't unblock them. That does not make sense to me. I don't understand. I think everybody should tweet YouTube and email them and annoy them until we get an answer, but it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you have to make a new account. You're going to have to make a second account, make a new account, whatever. Obviously, it's a lot of people, even especially people that donate. They're like, I can't donate because I'm blocked. I'm like, well, I didn't block you though. It doesn't make sense to block anybody that doesn't really do anything. It doesn't make sense to block anybody that donates really either, unless they're like doing something malicious. So it has to be, I mean, really malicious. We're pretty fucking, you know what I mean? You can do a lot of shit here. So, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, if anybody's ever been blocked and is like, what the fuck? It's probably not on purpose. It's probably something that YouTube is doing, or there's some kind of glitch or something's going on. I don't know, but let me go ahead and... Oh, yeah. So Jeff Hardy wrestles Karrion Kross last week.
Beats him.
And
minute 40.
But now he's got COVID, but Kross is cleared.
Well, he must have contracted it afterwards.
But they announced it like 4 days ago.
Friday, I thought. Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, so like...
So that makes sense.
He just wrestled the guy Monday.
Yeah, you could have gotten it days afterwards.
But they say
is he vaccinated and Kross is, maybe?
But they say it takes 3 to 4
3 days. Yeah,
to
so if
14
he got it Tuesday
days.
And it came up Friday.
Yeah, but don't you remember at the beginning of COVID and even into COVID, they said it could take 14 days for it to start happening to you.
Yeah, I mean, there is quicker.
Shouldn't Kross be in fucking, like, shouldn't he be in a quarantine for like a week or 10 days or something?
I guess tested, comes back fine, or maybe he is vaccinated and they're not worried, or they can prove where Jeff came into contact with somebody. They must have known something for it to be okay.
I don't understand. Monday he wrestles Kross, and then Friday, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days later, or not, or whatever, Jeff Hardy gets COVID. It's announced Jeff Hardy has COVID Friday. On Monday, he had wrestled Karrion Kross.
No, it was yesterday they reported it. So
what?
Yesterday morning, 23 hours ago.
Okay, really? Okay, well, maybe that's
Sunday.
But still, like, that's still...
No, he could have gotten it Wednesday. 3 days would be Friday into Saturday. So Saturday he wakes up with symptoms, knows that he came across somebody positive on Wednesday, traveling home, and then goes ahead and says, I have a fever, gets tested, and has COVID. Somebody was saying he wasn't vaccinated. Somebody said he was. I don't know either which way. That's his decision. But the point is that they clearly know that I would imagine that Kross would be vaccinated then, and they would also, they would have to feel comfortable with him being there and being cleared. I know they're all still getting tested before entering. So
yeah, I mean,
they neutered him anyways, but yeah, still
30-40% of the fucking baseball players who fucking were vaccinated still got it. So I mean, I don't know. And
the only WWE was not going to announce this either. Really? The only reason it got announced is because of the meet and greet that was happening. Canceled Jeff Hardy and said that, he has COVID, he won't be there.
Oh,
so if they didn't say that, no one would have known, and they just wouldn't have had Jeff Hardy on Raw. So
right,
yeah,
he could have spread it to all those people at the meet and greet. That would have been fun.
Yeah, right. So that's really what it came down to is they just wouldn't have booked him on the show.
Right.
We would not know that. Then we'd be saying, it's weird he faced Keith Lee. Why is he? Because we wouldn't have known.
Almighty One makes a great point. This looks like a head-shaved Big Cass kind of right here.
Yeah, it really does.
I might like Cass better.
W. Morrissey. So the first match, again, I don't care for the idea of the champion having to be defeated to get a title at their, shot at their title. And you're having Sheamus lose here in a pretty decisive way. I mean, he hit the lights, got his crossroads, and then Sheamus is yelling that he broke his nose again. So Sheamus has been champion for 100 days and only defended his title once, but yet he's had multiple matches. I just don't understand what they're doing here. And everyone's like, but it's a good non-title win. But it's against the champion. So now when he goes and beats the champion, what are we going to do to get to SummerSlam? He already beat Sheamus. So what do we have to do? Next week he beats him for the U.S. title, or else we have to wait another 3-4 weeks to get to SummerSlam to see this match happen again. So we're going to get tag matches and all this other stupid BS, DQs, attacks, contract signing, what? How do we get there till now? What is left? There's no interest. He beat Sheamus clean. I know he can beat Sheamus, so just give him the damn title.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's not a bad idea.
Not that the titles mean anything, but Jesus, I mean, it should have been a title match tonight. And then they have a titles match next with the Raw Tag Team titles being on the line. And they destroyed Ivar and Eric pretty decisively as well.
Yeah.
I will say that. I mean, they made it, the Baldo bomb slam on Eric.
Oh, my God. Almost.
That looked like it hurt like hell.
Almost scared the shit out of me, dude. He did the slam wrong.
Yeah.
On one of the
Eric.
Viking Raiders. Yeah, he like slammed
on
him.
Eric.
And it's like he could have slid, and when he slammed him, he could have just dropped him on his head and broke his neck. He totally slammed. I mean, I've been actually saying how like, I like Almost and everything, and he was all right. Again, he's just the way he is. I like the size. I like whatever. I like that about him. I like that he's unique looking. He doesn't need to do much. But this was the first time I saw something wrestling wise that I went, ooh, like he almost threw him like a lawn dart in a slam, which is not what you want to do. You want to dump him, and he barely made the dump. And the thing about barely making
it was a slam, he didn't let him down.
Barely making the slam, the problem with that, with like the last minute way he slammed him, I have to watch it and describe it to you, but the way he slammed him was there was no room for error. Like normally when you slam someone, there's like room. If something happened, you're still cradling them with your left hand or your left arm, so it's okay. But he had no left arm on him, and the way he threw him and slammed him was very scary. And because the other guy was wearing no trunks, really, the Raiders just have the pants on. If his arm or his other arm had slipped on the sweat on his back, he would have dumped him straight on his head. And with the height, I don't know. It just was something little I noticed. It's a little nitpicky, weird wrestling thing that I noticed. I went, ooh, man, the way he slammed him there was totally not like it. It's like, I don't know, whatever. I'm just kind of, it's like, it's nitpicky, I guess, but it's not because it's like a safety thing. And it's like, it's the way, but anyway, I never really normally sit here and talk about people's safety, whatever. People make mistakes all over the place all the time. This was probably just a little bit of a mistake, but it was lax in the way he slammed him.
It was evidently obvious. And that's the thing. It was heavily telegraphed, basically. Like it was a botch that was overly obvious, and that's
I see. It wasn't a botch,
but it wasn't a botch. It was just a hard landing. That's what I should. Yeah,
it's not even a. It had nothing to do to me. Nothing to do with the landing. Nothing to do with the botch. Unless you're talking about something different that I didn't see. It was the slam on him, the Baldo bomb slam, but it just looked extremely painful. Wait, what type of slam? Are you sure?
It's right before they finished out on the match.
What does he do?
It's a Baldo bomb. That's what they call it, but it's the big slam that he does on Eric. I'll find the clip for you.
Let me go look at it. Hold on. Let me go look at it.
It was right before, because Styles is on the outside, and he tags in, and he hit the 450.
Isn't the Baldo bomb like a choke slam?
It's like the big up and down. He goes ahead and takes him. And
isn't it a choke slam? A sit down choke slam?
Basically, yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about. I'm literally talking about a basic slam.
Oh.
He picked him up, and when he went to throw him, the guy slid forward, and then he slammed him at the last second. He landed on his back, but he could have slid too far and gone into his head first, because Almost didn't really use his left hand at all to cradle under the head or to cradle somewhere. He didn't really have that hooked, and when he threw him, he just slid him like a lawn dart. So you'd have to go back and watch this, and I'd have to show it to you.
I got what you're saying now.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about
probably
right before
missed
the
it.
ending.
Nobody probably saw it. I just saw it and was like, ooh, that is.
Yeah.
He didn't mess anything up, and there was no botch. It's just I saw that's how somebody could botch or be hurt on a slam because he's not doing it right. I just happened to notice that.
Yeah, no, I was saying it was a hard landing for the bomb at the end. I mean, you could just tell, like, the way he came down with Eric. It was like, oh, it literally goes ahead, picks him up over his shoulder. He walks him around the ring, and then he just, like you said, goes ahead and takes him down. And just, it was right on his ass. I mean, it's a good spot for the tail spot.
You want to know what I hope happens to Goldberg versus Lashley? Someone in the chat just brought up how Goldberg dropped Lashley on his head. You know what I hope happens? I hope Goldberg attempts to, because we all know how Goldberg couldn't get The Undertaker up, so then he had to do it to Dolph Ziggler to show everybody, see, I can still do it. Well, I hope he goes to do the jackhammer on Lashley, and I hope what happens is, I hope he lifts Lashley up, like he goes up in the air and then comes down with him. Lashley lands on his feet, runs off the rope like backwards, like so Lashley, he picks him up like, oh, and then Lashley fights and he drops him, and as he drops him, Lashley backs up, running back up off the rope, and then fucking spears Goldberg and then beats him. That's what I fucking hope happens. I hope Goldberg gets all this momentum. It looks like here comes Goldberg. He's like, ah! And then he fucking picks him up and then come down, back up off the rope and fucking spears Goldberg and then wins. That'd be glorious. Have it start. Yeah, because
Undertaker was 300 pounds. Lashley's like 273 for his bill, and Dolph's only 218. So, I mean, you're talking about a 70-pound difference, just about 80 pounds. And yeah, let's go ahead and see that happen. So,
I love that. I think it's
right off the ropes. And yeah, I just watched the slam you were talking about when he just scoops him up, kind of walks around the ring for a second, and then when he pushes, I could see that leading to
what happens is his belly could have slid over the shoulder and fallen right on his head. Yeah, because of the way he was. It's just a nitpick thing, but it's just something where that's how you break a neck. Like,
no, I was talking about his Baldo bomb where he picks him up because he doesn't like.
I missed it.
He followed through all the way. So instead of like slowing your momentum like just a little bit to land someone, he made it look, but it just looked like a horrific.
They probably. I'll be honest with that. On that one, they probably wanted that. They
probably wanted to lay it in. Yeah, but and that's when Jimmy on commentary went nuts, especially when AJ hit the 450 because it was waiting to it looked like he was setting up for the phenomenal forearm, and then we got that, and he just went nuts. And I was like, oh wow, he's really kind of picked up his voice a bit, and he's being a bit more lively.
Yeah.
And then the more he spoke, the more Jimmy messed up.
The more he spoke.
Welsh would shebang. Nikki asked. Welsh is reporting that Garkant smells like beans and cigarettes. Welsh is reporting Amanda RSN. Off with a big black. Welsh is reporting Dave had his eye on Joe's wife.
Oh, you know what it is you know what it is? AJ Adams, I don't think that's a super chat. I think that's regular donation.
Yeah, that's a regular donation.
Yeah, so that's not super chat. So that's why AJ Adams doesn't get in trouble, I guess, with the system. Yo, what up, AJ Adams? Thank you. No doubt about it. D. Welsh is deep in it, He's always creeping out on Leah. D. Welsh is. Shout out to the top dog, Soundwave92 with the $29 turkey. I'm going to let a couple other donations play here since we've been rattling off a bit here.
It's not a big deal when you mess up names, but he was like, oh, Tamina saved the match. Or Tamina was injured while Natalya saved the match. And it was vice versa. Shit like that. But it was all night.
Announce team sucks.
So sick of Charlotte, they keep showing that she's bigger and more important than the champion. Such trash. 010.
That's the thing. It was hard to enjoy John Cena. It was hard to enjoy Roman Reigns. Same thing with Charlotte. And they think they're getting heel heat most of the time. And people are like, oh, I just don't like her. It's like, no, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
She just comes back and she's
always there.
Champion.
She's like a zombie.
There.
I like Khali and Mansoor. That's it. Oh, and also Riddle kicking Miz down. Saying ASH every time is so retarded.
Oh my god.
Kerry and I was like, here he comes again. Then Keith comes out and I'm like, OMG, haha, two losers. But I think
Diverse, he says, I think Lee has to lose, probably. But Diverse, here's the thing. If Vince McMahon can't stand these complicated names and second names, why the fuck do they have to say ASH every second? It's so fucking enraging.
Nikki, ASH. And then I guess someone had DM me before saying that Charlotte got a little flack backstage for saying Cross. That's true. I believe it, but because she did say Nikki Cross, you're not, and she messed up. She didn't say ASH. So
yeah.
I'm sure she did get picked on for that one, but she won't get much of a reprimand.
God damn it. It's Ash. Damn it.
Like, shut up, Vince.
JJ and Joe. How does Drew McIntyre win the match by DQ when Veer just had the chair on his hand to his face? Drew was the one who kicked him in the face. Why doesn't Drew get disqualified?
Because they're
Veer
fucking
never
stupid.
Hit Drew with the chair. That makes
But they
no
kept
sense.
saying Veer won. They're like, oh, Veer wins by DQ.
Yeah.
And then they're like, because Drew hit him with the chair essentially by kicking it into him. But
Yeah.
then they announced Drew as the winner. I don't understand.
That was
I was so lost.
stupid.
Steve Welsh was asking about this before, and I'm like, I have no idea, Pacharo. Thank you.
I don't understand that. That they were doing all right with this.
I liked it. People were upset they took Samoa Joe's chant, but they've done so-and-so is going to kill you for a lot of people. Yeah, Samoa Joe as well, but I've seen it for even Nakamura at a house show. So, that doesn't bother me.
You donated
Whoa.
50
Oh,
bucks.
shit.
I'm going to take my dick out because you donated 50 bucks. You donated
Whoa.
50 bucks, motherfucker, boy. I'm a rich
Who is it?
motherfucker.
Chill.
Fuck Vince McMahon. Raw is total shit. 50 hate points.
Oh my God! The first hate points of the night show up.
Damn, thank you, show. And
50.
you know what? She's right. Fuck Vince McMahon at this point. And DJ Scandalous in the chat, he said they're just trying to get Charlotte back to 14 without the NXT
That's
titles.
really what it exactly like.
I don't know why they took away the NXT title reigns. I mean, it just shows that's what they think of NXT. It does not count. But they had it on WrestleMania last year. That was one of their main matches, was Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT title. Charlotte was on the main roster with the NXT title. Why is that not being counted? I don't get it. It makes
I don't know.
But they count the Divas title.
Well, they must have planned out some roadmap where that works to the benefit of what they have planned, or whatever.
Yeah, because they want more title wins for her.
I think they just want to. I think basically they've all got this idea of she's going to tie her dad, and that's it. Like, she's not.
Yeah,
gonna
well,
beat
she's
him.
been cashed in on 3 or 4 times. I think it was 3 already. And then on top of it, she's had multiple reigns where it's been hours, days, or just a short, 1 week period. So all of these reigns that she's had, not a lot of them are these lengthy, like, mainstays of title runs. It's confusing why they would want her to have such a shoddy record. You figure they would want these lengthy, or, at least somewhat decent title runs, not a day, an hour, a week. There's nothing to really, write home about with that. But I like this Drew segment. Drew comes out. He's over with the crowd. This is the Drew McIntyre we needed when he was friggin' champion. He's aggressive. He's basically acting like a heel, but he's bloodthirsty and he's angry. And he's like, should I buy? Yeah, should I buy them a steak dinner, or should I shove this fucking chair up his ass and beat him within an inch of his life? He's like, I need you to chant with me. Drew's gonna kill you. And the crowd gets into it. And Veer even looked kind of like nervous. And the match was supposed to be short. I like that he completely destroyed with a beautiful Claymore. That was a thing of beauty. The attorney, whatever his name was, I didn't happen to catch it, but Jinder coming out and doing the heel shtick of I'm going to sue you, and I can't believe. I actually enjoyed it because of Jinder's character. It was funny.
Right.
I liked the way they sold it. And especially having McIntyre hit you with 30 chair shots the week before. Now this week, they're doing a decent job by not having him immediately beat Jinder. And then obviously Jinder is going to get a big one-up on him soon, leading us to SummerSlam. It's a fun match. And, they're rehabilitating Drew with the fans. I'm fine with this. This is good.
Yeah. Drew's doing a little bit better. A little. I'm still not in love with everything, but it's still nice. Like,
it's better than where he was with Bobby Lashley and all of that nonsense.
Yeah, they're going somewhere that's better, right? I don't know.
Then they had Eva and Doudrop backstage saying that, we're going to make our names known and we're one step closer to winning the women's tag titles. And that confused the shit out of me. Why would Eva want the women's tag titles?
Yeah, what the hell did that mean?
Keeps saying that she's the winner. Everything's about her. So why would she want to be tag? Wouldn't she want to be women's champion, not tag titles? Like, everything they've said is basically having Doudrop win for her. And yet again, that's not what happens here. So we had the Lily interruption as Eva Marie's in the ring. basically it all started out, and Eva's in the match, and Doudrop gets tagged in, and Natalya rolls her into a pin for a 2 count, and then Natty stands up, and she can't stand on her right leg, so she gets out of the match, and that was it. Natalya's done for the rest of the match. So I think they had to shorten this a great deal.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And that's why they went right into the Lily Lucian video. So Eva is having everything, of her usual promo, but it's Lily. And for some reason, it just made me chuckle. Eva couldn't sell it worth a shit. It was funny to me.
Want to take bets on what the injury is? I mean, it's hamstring. I
was going to say
ACL,
you think hamstring. Ooh,
knee, some kind of ACL, hamstring. I didn't see it happen, so I don't know.
I didn't either. I have no idea, but I'm just going to go with like some type of high ankle sprain or.
Okay.
The way she was limping on the way out, she couldn't put weight down. It kind of seems like she sprained it or twisted it, especially if it did happen right after the roll-up. I, again, didn't see it, but I'm thinking that would make sense.
I think you're right. I think it's lower, but I'm going to guess hamstring just to be different. Like, how about that?
That sounds good.
It could be hamstring.
Feasible.
But
and now, you of course have Andrade, too, teasing about Charlotte Flair, just like you have.
Let's hope it is
else.
a hamstring, because she could be back in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and that's,
go ahead.
That's what. No, that's what I'm saying. It all connects. The reason why we have Andrade teasing about Charlotte Flair, and if they lose her, I mean, who do you have left? Natalya and Tamina as your tag champs.
Right.
The crowd did not give a damn about them at all.
Right.
They didn't even show sympathy towards Natalya when she got injured.
All the belts are dead.
Yeah, I mean, D. Welsh says she rolled on top of her. Okay, I didn't quite see it, but
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, it was a bit of a cluster, but
I'm just
guessing.
don't know.
Yeah. It's not great.
I'm just guessing for fun. I think you're probably right, though. It's something lower. Hopefully that is either way. Hopefully it's not an ACL. But yeah, she was laying down when it happened, so you would think it's some kind of like little thing that happened.
Yeah,
you become a shit bomb.
Let's go to our donations.
Duck.
Randy
duck,
Viper.
Duck.
Oh,
Goose.
You're fired.
Damn it.
Thank you, Randy Viper, for the ducks, baby. We're going duck hunting. Let's go. And dove hunting. Let's go.
Just think about it. Lately I've been skeptical, silent when I would used to speak, distant from all around me who witnessed me fail and become weak. Life is overwhelming, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'd love to be the one to
What the hell? Just hunting Monica? What the fuck is that? Like our Monica, or is this a different Monica?
I'm assuming ours. It's the right leg here, and
those are lyrics.
It's when she rolls over on top of her. It looks like her ankle gets twisted.
Keep it twisted.
Could be the knee, but looks more like the ankle.
Yeah, the ankle makes more sense. Let's hope it's the ankle, because
don't want anything long lasting. No, not before SummerSlam.
You're thinking you're 2 to 8 weeks on an ankle, probably. Sprain, not even, but 2 to 8 weeks. Donnie M.
We got a new member.
Could be the knee. The more I look at it, might be the knee.
I'm hard.
No.
I'm so good. Oh my God, I'm hard for the new member.
Okay, you don't want her to gain a ton of weight. If you're her TJ. Donnie M, thank you for the 4 months. That's just terrible. I'm kidding. Donnie M, thank you for the 4 months. Let's be misogynistic.
I'm coming for you.
Thank you. I'm coming for you, Donnie M. Thanks for 4 months of being a member down below. Clicking that button. Shit bomb. Justin,
I tagged you in on Twitter.
You become
okay, I'll take a look at it.
Let's not forget Austin rolled up the almighty 3 weeks ago. Also, there has to be a women's division shakeup. The booking is awful.
Justin Monday, thank you.
I was like, Austin, oh yeah, Xavier Woods. And I was like, yeah, we had him, and there was no follow-up with that. And again, duck, goose. That's what it comes down to. They don't care. They don't care. Kofi was buried.
Reginald also cracked me up with Truth's facial reaction.
Oh God, Reginald fucked up too. First of all, that was crazy when he jumped in the ring.
That was what I was going to get into next, actually. So great that he brought this up.
Let's go right into that.
Thank you, Diverse. So obviously, whoever decided to give R-Truth a live mic in his match, please don't ever do that again. I didn't care for that.
Oh my God. It was funny for a few seconds, and then it was like, oh no, stop this.
because I saw him come out and he got the big reaction. What's up? And he sings and raps in the ring and the kids like it and it's fun. And then Reginald comes out and he's in full Cirque du Soleil mode. He is gonna go, just
Woo!
Yeah, he's all about glee. He's going, full rainbow at this moment. He is hopping, flopping,
full rainbow.
He's ready to explode. So he goes ahead and he does the basically Sin Cara trampoline jump, but on crack into the ring.
Yeah.
He does like a sideways leap and does almost like a sideways somersault into the ring.
And then he almost did what that indie guy did on the fucking broke both of his
almost
legs.
broke both his legs at the same time. But R-Truth sold it well, looking just captivated and mesmerized with his jaw agape and be like, oh, and then he's, commenting on it. So now Reginald's in his, kind of peach suit. I don't know what color you would call that. Really,
plum,
salmon?
peach? Yeah, it's peach. Just salmon. There
peach.
You go. Salmon would be the right, I think. I don't think is that a color? I mean, it is the color of it. But
yeah, it is the color, but I'm not much of an interior decorator, so the chat will have to help me out.
Listen, if you put something in your house that is salmon colored, you're a fucking cunt. Okay, so whatever. Although
Agreed.
I love salmon though, so I love it.
So
Like, it's so good to cook. Like, oh my god, bro! But it's too expensive now. Now it's like $16, $17 at the supermarket. I used to get it every time I bought food at the supermarket. I'd be like, $9.99 salmon. I'm gonna have a salmon. We're gonna have that cook. I mean, that 3 people are gonna eat the salmon. Looks $9. I'll do it. But now it's $17. Go fuck off.
Crazy. And it all that's going up. Meat went up. It's
Oh yeah,
all around.
Well, it is a meat.
Well, we go ahead and seafood.
I'm just being a cunt. It is a meat though.
It is a meat.
It's a fish meat. It's beautiful. It's great for you too.
Smells like fish. Do as you wish. So Reginald escapes by
does that
flipping.
mean?
He's jumping around, and I'm telling you, I just don't care about any of this. I mean, he flips off, and he's got his jacket off, and he throws it over his face, and he's like, "Oh, and you still can't catch me." And Truth gets exhausted from chasing him the whole time.
And you know why Vince likes this, right? Don't you? Because he's a racist. But
obviously he wants him to dance, shuck and jive, but he also likes the Cirque du Soleil clown circus stuff too.
Well, but Vince saw all the circus stuff back in the day. Loved going to the circus.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't even want to say it, but some people know what I'm getting at.
But then he goes ahead and he not only beats R-Truth by flipping onto him and pinning him, but he leaps over all of the other idiots, the geeks, morons, whatever you want to call them, that run out to go ahead and try and win the 24/7 title. So all of this goes to shit in a matter of seconds. Reginald literally flips over all of them in the top rope, does a handspring worth of backflips over and over and over, and ta-da, he gets the gold medal in the WWE Olympics.
Yeah.
The crowd went from like, yeah, R-Truth's here, we got this, to like, all right, we're kind of like, that was good, but this isn't wrestling. They didn't know what to make of it. Like, the flips were cool. They were like, oh, they would kind of pop for him flipping and flopping, but everything else I felt like they were sitting on their hands for and quiet, and it just really was boring.
Right.
I mean, the only smart thing they did was keep it under a minute. It was like 1:20 altogether, I think. They kept it confined well, but
right.
It could have been something fun. But they just have to go with the lowest common denominator and be like, oh, he's going to come out and do flips. They could have really choreographed a few match.
Things. Like they could have had him do a few things, right? Like I know what you're saying. Like a couple, like do the entrance thing, cool, impressive entrance, then have a real match. And then at some point he does something cool to win the match, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have R-Truth, give him a few good, like, uppercuts, chops, and then one good slam, and Reginald would be like, and so then now Reginald uses his athletic abilities to go ahead and avoid getting hit. So like he runs up the turnbuckle when Truth runs at him, leaps over him. We've seen people do that, simple things, but things we've seen before.
Yeah,
show off his athleticism. So now Truth ran into the turnbuckle and he rolls him up that way. Like, let him do, but don't just outright outrun him the entire time. Get no offense in, look like an idiot, and then, Truth's not obviously the most protected person by any means, but this is what we're going to get from Reginald going forward. And this is going to become more heavy-handed. They have plans for Reginald. Vince is very high on Reginald. We know he's high to enjoy Reginald, but he's very high on Reginald. We've heard this weeks ago, and then they tried to move Reginald. They ruined other storylines to keep Reginald.
For Reginald.
So Vince is
Yeah.
Very, very supportive of him.
Obsessed with molesting this guy. And real quick, just a little comment. I didn't have any videos today, guys. I know I've been saying this for about 3 weeks, but my mother is done moving in for the most part. But now Leah's father purchased a home, and he just got the keys, and I'm helping him tomorrow and today. So that's why there were no videos today for anybody. So just tomorrow, you may not have a lot from me, but I'll be back Wednesday full force, and everything should be done then. So that's the only reason why the last couple of days you haven't heard anything since really monetized this. That's why, just letting you know. But thanks. He's got a great place he's got too. Big yard, big giant yard, fucking crazy.
That's good.
Little bachelor home. It's a tiny little home, but it's so nice. It's like, oh my God, if I was single, I want to live in here. Dude, it's on this main road too. And I'm like, can you put a big Joe Cronin show on YouTube sign right here? This is like prime real estate. And the entrepreneur in me, we watch thousands of cars go by. And the entrepreneur in me is like, dude, if you opened anything here as a business to sell or sold things here, you could put a paved fucking driveway all over here. Like, this is oh my God. Like, I feel like
instantly you got all sorts of grifts ready to go. We got money, baby.
I would be hitting up every business to be like, want to put your sign and advertise on my lawn? Do $100 a month. Like
in 3 weeks, you'd have like 7 cell phone towers there.
Yeah, like I would like
all these different wind towers, cell towers. I'm some type of like chemical processing plant is now taking over the entire yard.
My whole life has always been like, how can I monetize something, or how can I like make a business out of something? Because that's that's my mindset always. Not necessarily about I'm a scumbag, I want to make money, but just like how can I do something I like where it makes money? So like if you were good at building like if he was good at he can do things. I'm like, if you can build some like chairs and stuff, you could sell fucking wood right out front of your house. Like, hey, get a table and chairs, get a rocking chairs. They're all here, $40. Build them for $11, and just for fun. Like, there's so many cars going by. I'm like, there's fucking dude, like 5,000 cars have driven by here since we've been here. Is what I said after about like an hour and a half. Jesus Christ! Like I would you could open up a fucking Pokemon fucking shop or something. There'd be people pulling in all night. Fucking Christ, dude! I'll serve people my cum is what I would do.
Then we can put a toll on that road so people have to stop and read it no matter what.
Yes.
And then you get money from the tolls, and we make Bullfrog the toll operator.
This is a great point. And listen, Botch Club, if you're out there, you're actually not that far away. I got it. Now maybe I will get to go see him. Let me get back to the donations real quick, finish those up, and then we'll finish more up about Raw here. Lionheart just subbed. What an awesome name. I don't know if it's a reference to a band or being a Lionheart or Chris Jericho. I'm not really sure. But either way, or the story, there's a whole bunch of things. But either way, Lionheart's a good name. Thanks for subbing to the channel. Appreciate it. What's up? We got more coming in. Shit
you
bomb.
Become a shit bomb.
August 12th, court after Russia. Who's coming with me?
Oh, shit. Oh, Danny MT. August 12th, court after Russia? What does that mean? What's going on there? We're going to Russia? Let's go to Russia, bro. I'm down. I mean, you know what? I'm worried about going to Russia, though, because I'm worried if I come back, they're going to think I'm some kind of, like, spy or something, or they can just say
Juberg, Oldberg, Clackberg, Gayberg, Gosberg, Cumbersome, Blackberry, Advertising, Welshberg, Fagar in Meekle's hand-eye voice.
Whoa. I'm not going to touch that one. AJ Adams, like, I don't know, bro. What the fuck?
That I don't know.
I'm not sure about that one.
No, not at all.
But definitely Oldberg. I go with Oldberg. Maybe.
Yeah. Oldberg. And they teased him yet again, so... I mean, they're saying Cena's not departing, as we mentioned earlier, but he's just going to be at the one New York show past SummerSlam. That's unfortunate. They are returning to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, my God.
What Andrew Zarian is reporting is that he'll be there October 21st.
So aren't the drone strikes? They're returning,
AJ Adams, you stupid fucked. Welsh isn't going for Leah. He is going for your wife and your little kids.
Oh.
Watch out, AJ. I'm looking out for you, you spooky vinegar. Go eat some chicken nuggets from KFC. Come to my jungle. You won't last a millisecond. Here we eat you.
Wow.
We eat you. Wow.
That is some cannibalistic shit right there from Colonel Santos.
Buenos Aires. Go to that jungle. That sounds violent.
Man, that is fucked up, Colonel Santos.
And it's just kind of amusing. I know Twitter is not the best judge of fandom, but you see how AEW is announcing that they're donating money for Fight for the Fallen to domestic abuse victims, and on the same day WWE is basically saying, yeah, we're going to return to Saudi. Like it's just so tone deaf and so opposite.
Well, someday Brandy Rhodes is going to get some money then. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Hey, you never know. She might have a few funds coming her way, but we're hearing October 21st as the tentative date for their return. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. SmackDown this past weekend drew a 2.137. So they're down already 7.5% from last week's numbers.
Oops. Even with Cena.
And that's with Cena.
That's crazy. Wait a minute. What was the number? Because I guessed 2.3. What was the number?
2.13.
Ah, fuck. I guessed 2.3.
I was right there with you. I thought they'd have a 2.3 with Cena and everything else that happened, but not the case.
That's ridiculous.
That's shocking that they had a lesser show than the week before when they were first back in front of fans.
Well,
but then I said to myself, well, shit. SmackDown didn't tape for me. Didn't tape for a lot of people because of the Olympics, and they moved. It wasn't on a lot of Fox, and they had to move it. So I wonder if that really affected the numbers. So I'm waiting to hear if that was a big issue. So we'll talk about that another time. But it makes me wonder. The Olympics drew 17 million viewers for the opening game ceremony, and that's down.
Thank God.
Other times, but
oh my God, you just reminded me of something. Thank God we didn't get the Olympics. Boston was about to get. If anybody remembers this, 5 years ago, Boston was bidding on these Olympics.
Yeah, they were
Tokyo.
trying to put the bid in.
And
Tokyo still says they should have canceled, and people are fighting there, and the citizens wanted them to cancel. They're telling people not to come, and obviously all these things.
But
it's just,
oh my God, I'm so glad we didn't get. It would have been a shit show here.
It is. It's a total shit show because you have these athletes who have trained for all these years, now 5 years instead of 4, but to do these competitions, and now they can't compete because they're either sick or they can't have people go with them.
Why not do the COVID Olympics that make sense? And what I mean by that is, why not hold these Olympic competitions a little more spread out over time and at different locations all over the world?
That's what I was going to say. Just have, the
World
Olympics judges that travel instead of having all the athletes travel to one location.
Yeah.
You could do the American Olympics. Like, you'd still compete against every country.
No,
you could just do timing.
Like, hockey's going to be. I know it's not Winter Olympics, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, gymnastics is going to be held in 2 different locations, and or in one location it's going to be, all in Tokyo, and then the other ones are going to be in North America. And that way you're really limiting then, and even if they're not in front of a crowd. But I don't know, but you can't do that because the city bid on the Olympics to make money. But then
it used to be the
aren't
Olympics
going.
Were a big money maker, and then
they're not going to make money now.
It's not at all. It never made money though. When you look back, it was always a thought that it did increase tourism, but then whatever centers they had to build for the Olympics just sit there and rot afterwards. Whatever big stadiums they build because they need this massive size don't get filled. Like, all these things happen. And I remember the what was it, Iggy or Izzy, the 92 or 6 mascot when they were in Atlanta, I think it was. And I still remember having like beach towels from, stacks of them my buddy had, because they were like, oh, they never sold and all this stuff.
Right.
Because his dad, had all this crazy merch back then. It was like, just none of it ever sold. It's funny. So,
Chris, I can't unblock you. We went over this earlier for like 20 minutes. I cannot unblock you. It's a glitch. I don't know why you're blocked. No idea. I can't unblock you. You're not on the block list. And when I go to your channel, it says unblock, and I click it, and it doesn't unblock you, no matter what I do. So I don't know what the hell is going on, Chris. I'm not sure. Did you donate something in a super chat that was risque or something? Because I don't know why that would happen, but something's definitely wrong, and it's a YouTube glitch. People said you just have to make a new account, and it's some kind of weird glitch or something. This has happened to multiple other people, Chris, and I don't understand it.
Somebody said try to mod them then you can unmod them afterwards, but try making them a mod if they're. I don't know if you could do it when they're banned though, but
I can't mod him because he's banned.
Because sometimes somebody said if you hit I was watching a Twitter GIF and it said if you hit unbanned and mod them, sometimes it allows you to circumvent. Then you can take away the mod, but they'll be unbanned.
Yeah, it won't let me do any of that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Doesn't make sense. I don't know what to tell you though, man. It's fucking so stupid. It makes no sense.
Now, John Cena teamed with Riddle after Raw went off the air.
So
they took on the tag team of Mason T-Bar. So Cena's there. He's in attendance. And I get they don't want to like oversaturate and overkill Cena. But if he's only going to be there for the summer, why not have him and Riddle team up? Because him and Riddle did the bro thing last week.
And wait a minute.
This would have made it sense.
Why not do it because what was I going to say? Fucking over I don't know.
We killed you because Cena's next scheduled Raw is August 6th, so it'll be Monday at the Amway Center in Orlando. So I don't understand why they would have a dark main event. I get to send the fans home happy, but
why not just have Cena wrestle? I mean, okay, this is what I was going to say. If Balor is coming out to take Cena's place on Roman, then why not have Cena come out on Raw to face other people too? Like, so now you do an alt thing with Cena in there, and an alt thing with Roman and Balor, and eventually, why wouldn't you put this guy on fucking TV? This rating is going to be atrocious.
It's going to be terrible. And I'm last week you had him and Riddle do the bro off thing, so they already have like a bit of chemistry. So this week, if Cena came out to help Riddle when he was getting his ass kicked by AJ and Omos, and then Mason T-Bar came out, and because Mason T-Bar were the ones involved in the match, and then they get it's like, all right, have this work. It makes sense. What are you doing?
Oh my god!
I don't know. I'm just confused.
Let's go to the stream elements, donos.
Have him take on John Morrison and get his ass kicked.
Oh my god!
Caveman Austin tipped $10.
Yo!
WTF did I watch tonight? I'm going to travel to Stanford, buy a big bell and walk my fat ass around WWE HQ and yell shame. I could have watched NFL, oh yeah, I still got 2 weeks. Well, this show sucks. 2 out of 10 Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw.
Wow, Caveman Austin just burying Monday Night Raw. Shame on you. Appreciate that, man. What's been going on? WWE has been dumb.
Scam Cartoon said in the chat before he hasn't been here in 2 weeks because a storm took out his internet. That sucks. So welcome back.
Holy shit. What up, Cartoons? Glad you're back.
That sucks. I'm glad you're back. That's miserable.
That's crazy.
You need the internet for everything nowadays, so that's really miserable.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 weeks of no internet. Like, can you imagine like what you're like coming up with all this weird shit to do?
Yeah, Scamtoons was not happy there, I'm sure, but glad to have you back.
The $10 donation only works on the Perfect Sparrow one down below. I guess doesn't work on Super Chat or on Elements. My bad. The new $10 donation, but I think what's the new 10 one? I don't even remember what it is. Is it the Biden one? It might be the Biden one. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. What up?
So then they have Riddle taking on Morrison and the Miz, and
which is kind of funny, but
yeah, like it's because they have no direction for Morrison, or like Morrison lost last week with the 6-man tag, so that's the reason why that it turned into the Viking Raiders getting a tag match, tag title match tonight anyways. So they have Riddle there. He's taking him on one-on-one. And then, oh, look at that. Omos and AJ, they break their, his scooter, and they attack him from behind. And, Riddle goes ahead and gets hit with Starship Pain and loses. So now Riddle loses due to outside interference, essentially the distraction. And okay, I get they're building up the angle here with AJ, and, Orton will eventually come back. They'll win the tag titles more than likely. Hopefully they don't do it where they go for the tag titles and then Orton screws Riddle. That would really suck. Ooh. I'd rather see them. I wouldn't want to see them break up yet. They do that far too often with Orton. Eventually I could see him, but not right away. And then the only other thing we had that we didn't mention was we mentioned that as well. It was the main event, obviously, and we went over that. So I'm still confused as to why they would have Nikki lose. I mean, almost a 13-minute match here, and Flair beat her constantly. She just sold it for the crowd. They booed the hell out of her. It was good, but she tossed her over. Nikki ASH went over the broadcast table. She went through the announce side. She goes and she gets big booted. She got, just a bulldogged and DDT'd and all of it. Like, it was just nonstop. And then all of a sudden Flair gets the roll up through the crossbody and she pins her. And I'm like, and then Kevin Patrick comes into the ring to talk to Charlotte while the champion's still on the ground selling.
Right.
And then he says, congratulations on your win. And she goes, why would you congratulate me? You know, no one's in my league. No one can beat me. No one's, equal to me. And then you think, oh, Becky's coming out because she's really playing this up. But no, that's it. It's going to lead to a rematch. Nikki says, I almost beat you just like I'm almost a superhero.
That was just fucking cringy.
So cringy. And Charlotte's doing well, but this is so bad.
You become a shit bomb.
Ryan the heel says, how can I get the 420 donation? Is he joking?
I don't know if he knows which one it's on.
Oh, you just donate. I think you just donate 420. I think either one, this Perfect Sparrow, or you just can't super chat it, I guess.
So no super chat. So it's got to be Perfect Sparrow or the Evil Spectrum, Stream Labs, or Stream Elements.
Yes, sir. Debe's lunch money.
Hey Joe Cronin. Hey DeMarco.
Hey there.
I only watched the first 30 or 40 minutes of Raw and stopped it to the Sheamus and Priest match. Is the rest of Raw worth watching?
No.
Also, I wanted to say Debba better meg bay pay pee poop on Joe's here, pee pee and poo poo on your face.
All right.
The fuck? Well, thank you, Debe. You whore. I hope you die. What would you give Raw tonight on a scale of 1 to 10? And chat, hit us up with yours in the chat right now. Your rating.
Ooh, baby, I knew you were going to ask me that question. 6 inches. Oh, I mean, Raw. Yeah. I don't know. I want to give it a 4 because there were a few things that I did enjoy, but it was so few and far between.
Yeah.
The AJ Styles almost match, almost besides a few little things here and there, he looked a little bit better. Last week, he looked more like the Great Khali to me, or last time, what was it, Sunday's match? He looked a little bit more stiff. Tonight, he did a bit more that I was okay with and enjoyed a bit more. It's unfortunate that the Viking Raiders have to lose in such a decisive fashion, but we know what they're going for. And the Drew McIntyre stuff works for me. I like kind of the idea of what they did with Lashley. It's just, it sucks that we already saw it before with Roman, but at least there's building him up, and it's interesting to see what they'll do after SummerSlam. And are they going to have him beat Goldberg? There's even talks that Goldberg might win to build the SummerSlam, or Survivor Series, excuse me. That's a disaster in its own right. And the Mansoor stuff isn't terrible either.
I kind of like the Mansoor thing, and the reason why I like it, it's just the problem is the reason why my rating is still not high is again because that's such a lower level story that it doesn't. Yeah. It's not a big deal, but
it's so minimal, but it's there. But you need the lower end and the mid card stuff to matter so that the main event stuff feels superior and better.
Well, also if the main event stuff,
gave it a 0, so.
If the mid card, like the higher mid card stuff, and then the top stuff was better, then that lower stuff would be more like, great, that's good, I like that, a good little thing there, and it is a good little thing, but it just doesn't help the overall show too much because of how bad or boring almost everything is. But yeah, Mansoor and Ali, it's a nice little thing. I kind of like, it's all right.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. Oh, I just got your message. You said to ban Chris J again. I got you.
No. What?
No, he's back in the chat now, and he said that he noticed his comment on Monetize This got deleted that said game whore. So maybe Nightbot is being a little sassy and
or
YouTube. Nightbot still does time out people for 5 seconds for words at times.
I'll go take a look at it and see if it's got something to do with Nightbot. I'll take a look at that.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, it's worth a look.
Doesn't hurt to check it out. I doubt it, but never know. Yeah, honestly, though, because Nightbot still times people out for certain words, and it'll time them out for 5 seconds at a time. Like, it's not long. You're back in 5 or 10 seconds. But I wonder if that adds up or if it affects super chats.
I wonder if it blocks people. I don't know. Night whore?
Nightbot is a cunt, so.
I mean, it's just so fucking, I don't know. I'm so mystified.
And he said, he said, I just checked a random live, and he said, I guess my account is banned permanently everywhere, so it's not just here.
Okay. So it is from him saying bad things places.
Yeah, see? So That might be it. That's a good educated guess. He just said it again. Yeah, I'm banned even on other random live space streams. So.
That's crazy. I don't understand.
That's ridiculous.
This happened to a lot of people, though.
Yeah. I mean, even Spaz for a while couldn't super chat to you. Remember, he had shown you that it was like blocked for whatever weird, no one would blocked him. So I think that, and he had said some heinous stuff in one donation being funny. So I think that might be what the issue is.
The worst thing is that they're ghosty. It's like a ghost ban or temporary ban. Either way, it's ghostly.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in the chat and it's not shown on the stream. Because Spaz had messaged me and then he messaged you saying like, oh, I can't donate. And then you had tried to address it and eventually you were able to get him unbanned, but it took a long time. And I think that was only because I don't even know, honestly. He might have used a different account then too, but
shit, we better all be careful what you say. For
I
real.
guess so.
Like in the comments, in people's comments, live chats, you better be careful with what you're saying. I'm being serious if you care. Because it sounds like,
Nightbot and YouTube are fickle mistresses.
They're sniping people even, and you don't even find out about it. My Instagram's like that. I can't reply to people on Instagram. When I reply to people on Instagram, it says, we protect content here on Instagram, so this function is not available. I am for the last week, I've been unable to reply to anyone's comment on Instagram. Never got an email, never got a message, and I looked it up, and there's no way to change it. It's when they go out, and I don't say almost anything on Instagram, so I didn't even do anything really on Instagram to do that. I don't write bad things on Instagram ever, so I can still post on Instagram. I can still make a video. I can still put up a thing, but I cannot comment on your comments, my own or anybody's on Instagram. And it says we protect our users against dangerous stuff. So this is unavailable. And I looked it up and it's when they ban you.
Well, I'm on the Nightbot developer website, and it says, to Nightbot developers, hello, is it possible to receive a ban as a viewer on YouTube because you received too many warnings as Nightbot?
You become a shit bomb.
To be continued.
Jake is Ric Flair of Horseman. Drew is Paul Roma.
Shout out to Drew's mom for coming by the other day.
That was hilarious. I'm glad she showed up. He kept his word. He did indeed.
The only thing that would impress me, well, never mind, Jesus. Fucker.
So they continue. They say, I know it's a stupid question, but 15 people on my channel received a ban from YouTube after Nightbot muted them. Thank you. Now the developer says Nightbot doesn't
Jake,
permanently
I have
ban
a question
users.
for Out of Nowhere coming up.
But
I have a suggestion that could be funny. I think Jake should do another title defense of the Out of Nowhere belt. Last time he beat Bullfrog, he needs a new challenger. Also, Deb likes pee-pee-poo.
Oh.
I could indeed put the belt on the line. I still have my points in the bank to cash in, so.
That's right. Jake,
you don't know when, don't know where, but Garguts is still the champ.
And shout out to
don't know for how long.
Shout out to J-Man's Road Rants on YouTube. He is the king of Monetize This and the Wheel and the whole show for this entire week. Garguts is the Monetize This champion, and J-Man's Road Rants is the king of Monetize This, and Jake is the Out of Nowhere champion with a $1 cardboard piece of shit title he built.
That's right. Self-appointed.
With his daughter.
Well, she built it for me, so.
Well, someday
it says they raised the ticket to YouTube and says that if they receive a ban because of Nightbot timing them out 2 times in a row, it can lead to a channel.
Really?
This is on their developer website.
Oh my God.
You know I'm new to this, bro, Lana, but thanks guys, this will be very useful.
Bro, I'm new to this, bro, but thanks. That will be very useful, says Ryan the Heel. What up, Ryan? How you doing, man? There it is.
Now he knows. He got the 420.
Smoke weed, brother. Let me get rid of
Michelle's still our top donator of the night with 50 hate points. The developer for Nightbot says, if you don't want Nightbot to moderate your chat, then disable its moderation behavior. It doesn't permanently ban users. It only temporarily bans them. But then it says, we had to raise a ticket to YouTube because users were getting banned after Nightbot timed them out 2 times in a row. Huh. So that's on their developer site.
There's a few words like that I just took off the ban list, which were like stupid words that shouldn't be banned. They were mistakes, or something from like 4 years ago, like Blitz. Remember Bruce Blitz? Blitz was banned for some reason as a joke a long time ago. People were all typing that all the time and getting blocked for it. So I just got rid of that so now I can type. People were like, we were talking about NFL Blitz one day and like half the chat got banned.
Yeah. Funny enough.
Well, listen, man.
So what did you give Raw? What was your score? I'm sorry.
I pretty much am around what you're around. I mean, I'm going to give it less. I'll go less to not copy you. I'll say 3.5, but it could have been it could be 4.5, 4, 3.5, somewhere in that vicinity. So I'll go 3.5. Fuck it.
The problem is, at least last week, I felt like we left on not a cliffhanger, but a high note with Nikki winning the title in the terms of like, oh, wow, this is exciting. Like, at least it was something somewhat unexpected. It wasn't just Becky Lynch coming out like most of us thought or assumed. And I'm like, all right, this kind of worked for me. We can see where it goes. Now I'm not excited about it. You can tell they just view her as a transitional champ or a total lackey. It was just to pop the crowd. But they didn't have anything set up for next week, really. I feel like at least this week we kind of had a few things to look for. What do we have to look forward to next week? I guess Damian Priest is earned his title shot. So what does he do? AJ Styles and Omos, they retain. So who do they face? They're not going to take on, Riddle. He doesn't have a tag partner. Drew is going to keep going against Jinder. So that could be entertaining, but you know where that's going to end up. We don't know if Natalia's injured or not. Keith Lee
and Priest here, at least.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they'll build up Damian Priest more. I enjoy him, but
give me Priest and Sheamus in like a ladder match for the title. I'm always
that would be great for the title at SummerSlam. Give them something really cool to beat the hell out of each other. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
we've seen Damian Priest, do well in those type of stipulation matches before.
Congratulations to all those competing in this year's Olympic cream pie eating contest.
The Boston cream pies. I know all about them. I invited them to come over for dinner, but they didn't show up, and I was hoping, they'd fill up.
You can only invite them for dessert. That's why.
Yeah. I'd love them to fill Leah up. Janelle Banks, thanks for becoming a $2 patron, by the way, Janelle Banks. What's up, Janelle?
That's because she wants to see Out of Nowhere this week. That's right. Thursday night, 10 p.m. on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, Out of Nowhere.
Hell yeah.
We're going to be talking about more news and rumors, obviously with all the latest rumors of signings and who's going where. We'll obviously be bringing up future plans that they have in AEW. Tons of stuff for that night. We'll be discussing the results from Fight from the Fallen as well, and tons of stuff. So as we get closer, we'll let you know the topics.
I always love a good Boston cream pie. I want to thank everybody that was hanging out with us tonight. Tomorrow is I believe my last day of moving people in the last 3 weeks. Move Troy, move my mom, move Leah's dad. It's funny
how that works, and it always comes in threes.
Comes in threes. Yes, it does.
It's the standard of life. Everything comes in threes.
I can come in threes too if you're hot enough.
I'm telling you, those urine pills, now I can come in fives.
Let's go. Send me some.
Yes, Beely. We saw those logos. Those are very cool. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Beely. Those logos were sick. I'm sure that throughout this week I'll possibly apply a couple of those to some things. Those were awesome, Beely. Beely made these
PNGs. And I, like many others in the chat have pointed out, but that photo you screenshot of Karrion Kross, he doesn't look menacing. He doesn't look evil. He just looks constipated and scared.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's like he saw his ex-wife and current girlfriend talking in the crowd.
On NXT, he looks kind of like, he looked important, like bigger, and on the main stage, he looks small. Kind of like how Keith Lee looked awesome, and now he looks like a goof. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And from WrestlingInc.com, as more I look into this from D. Welsh, but apparently Roman Reigns flipped off the crowd on SmackDown after they went off the air, and Vince is none too happy.
Well, tonight, Drew McIntyre flipped off the guy he Claymored or whatever, so everyone's flipping everybody off. Charlotte,
yeah,
Roman.
He did the 3, 2, 1. So I don't understand. Charlotte flipped him off.
Everyone's doing it. Like, Charlotte did it. I'm doing it.
I mean, you literally see Roman. He's walking to the back with the Usos. He turns to the crowd and just flips him off as Heyman holds up the title. It's great. It's a good heel.
Yeah, video.
He's just walking to the back of the ring. Perfect. And then WWE even tweeted it out afterwards, saying "message sent," and shows Edge, pulling on. It's nothing. They're not going to go ahead.
I don't. Who told that story? Who wrote that?
That is Wrestling Inc. Actually.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Well, they just said Roman. They didn't say anything about him being in trouble. They just showed that he went ahead and flipped off the crowd.
Yeah, but you said someone was upset about it.
They're saying Vince is upset about it. That's what I got to read into. That's what.
So I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But
they
Roman
just saw
flip
that
off the crowd. So
yeah, they saw him flip off the crowd, and then they were like, "Now we'll say Vince is mad about it. It'll be a story." They're just making it up. I'm calling bullshit.
That's what I say. I want to read into it a bit more. I just saw this now, but we'll see what happens.
So. Charlotte's doing it. Fucking Drew McIntyre did it on Raw tonight, like on live TV.
I don't think it'll be an issue, but
yeah. I think
this
someone's
report
alive.
just shows them flipping him off. It doesn't say anything about them being upset, but I'll look into more of that.
Okay. Well, who said that he's upset?
That's what I'm looking into. So we'll find out.
What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean you're looking into it? You're confusing
I
the
gotta
fuck
read it
out of
all.
me.
It says Roman possibly getting punished by Vince at SummerSlam that might end up having Cena stick around.
Oh, fuck off. That's all bull.
And then it leads into Wrestling Inc.'s report on Roman Reigns flips off the crowd on SmackDown. So
that's just the biggest pile of horse shit ever.
I don't think that's the issue at all.
Whoever wrote that or came up with that.
But Wrestling Inc. is reporting they are showing just him flipping off the crowd. And then they also had John Cena, as we said earlier, teaming with Riddle after Raw ends tonight. They beat up Mace and T-Bar. It was about a 10-minute match to send the crowd home happy.
Mace and T-Bar lose twice.
Yep. So Cena delivered the attitude adjustment to Mace and got the pin to win. Riddle worked most of the match, but Cena got the hot tag and ran wild with all of his signature moves. And then after the match, they had a big bro-off like they did on Raw last week and then hit the turnbuckles to pose together. They said Cena's entrance pop and his hot tag pop were the biggest reactions of the whole night from a live fan in attendance. No shit. Also next week from the Amway Center, Amway Center is saying Bray Wyatt's supposed to be there. Now, that doesn't mean that we'll see him, as we said before, live. They could do this as a dark match and just have The Fiend come out to wrestle.
Yep.
But he is advertised for the August 6th show from the Amway Center in Orlando.
Fuck wrestling. The Red Sox are killing it. No, now what you want to bet on the?
Wendy Savage. That's gotta be.
You want to bet on the rating for Raw? Let's bet on the rating for Raw right now.
No Cena. Nothing big advertised.
Duncachino? Don't mind if I do.
Duncachino.
What's my name?
Duncachino.
It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Look up Joe Biden, my butt's been wiped clip. What a joke of a president.
I saw that. That was funny. What the fuck was that about? That was weird.
So, yeah, that was funny. James Mesner, thank you.
I know exactly what I'm going to predict here is the rating.
Last week was a 1.923, and that was up 19.5% because they obviously was the go home show. It was the first time they were, they had fans and all of that.
Wait,
so
it wasn't a go home show
for Money in the Bank, wasn't it?
Last week? No, last week was the night after Money in the Bank.
Was it? I thought that was this week. I'm all messed up.
Yeah,
you're right. So they got a 1.923 after Money in the Bank.
So you got to add that not only was Cena there, but you're also getting the boost the night after a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So that was the highest viewership since April, I believe, April 12th, which was the Raw after Mania.
Right.
I'm going to say a 1.83.
That's a pretty good number.
1.83.
I'm gonna say it's a little bit lower than that. I'm gonna go 1.75, so 1,750,000. 1,750,000. So it's gonna drop because it's not the night after a pay-per-view. Nothing good happened, but you'll still have some anticipation because
I'm
of
sad
Cena.
for Keith Lee and I'm completely confused on the booking of Karrion Kross. What did Keith Lee do?
We don't know. Who knows? He wasn't good. I mean, that was one thing. I mean, but they didn't book him very good either. Like, nothing was good that he did because he was booked stupid. And the fact that he didn't come out with some kind of new thing or just, come out regular sort of instead of being like, I'm this thing. It's, oh, God, it felt like Vince went, oh, yeah, go be that thing then. Oh, you aren't that thing. Okay, get out of here. And it doesn't make any sense. Like,
it really doesn't. And you went ahead and you said 1.75, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 1.83, so I wrote it down.
Okay, good. We're gonna see what happens, and I'm, again, theoretically, it could be lower the week. It's just gonna. I would think it would start going back down almost, because we were in the 1.6s and 4s and 5s and 7s before.
So next week we have John Cena and we have the possible return of Bray Wyatt, and we also have the main event match of or at least the advertised rematch. I don't know if it'd be the main event, but of Nikki Cross and Charlotte. Yeah. So that's really so Cena being there will be good. I'm trying to remember if he's there this Friday, and then I don't think there's anything else advertised at that point for Raw. So
nope. We'll see what happens.
It's not a great deal.
Hopefully next week will be better because this was not exciting to me. That being said, I got to get out of here. Getting up early. Jake is too. We're going to get wet. We're going to go out to Darby Allin's theme. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, I might see you tomorrow at some point, potentially, or specifically at night. I'll be live, maybe. I don't know yet. I might be dead. So if you don't see me tomorrow, you'll see me again Wednesday, and I'll be back for good. It'll be a good time. Thanks to everybody who came out tonight and came out. Monetize This Saturday night was fun as fuck. Monetize This is going to be on Friday this week. Going back to Friday this week. See you then for that. And shout out to the Monetize This King, J-Man's Road Rants. Shout out to Shell, who's the top donator here with the $50 drop. Shell! Thank you, Shell. And thanks to Jake DeMarco. Hit him up at Countdown Ended on Twitter. I'm at JCS Commentary. And subscribe if you're brand new. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys hit that like button. Maybe get to 200 likies. And if we get to 200 likies, then a baby dolphin will not die. So that's good. Somewhere a baby dolphin will survive because you gave me 200 likes, which is always a sweet deal. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for being patrons. Everybody who hopped on the Patreon. Janelle Banks, thank you for coming back on the Patreon. Very, very, very much. And I've been playing a lot of Diablo, so there'll be a little more Diablo this week, too, for me. I'm having fun in the season. Leah's playing. I've been playing with Leah.
And tomorrow night, you can look forward to a new episode, so long as you have time to put it up in time. But at some point tomorrow, Joe will have a new episode of the Unapologetic and Completely Random podcast. So
nice.
I got my good EMT buddy coming over to tell some of his craziest stories.
Oh, my God.
Got some, so it's going to be a really cool episode.
Jake's got content for the Patreon. I've got something coming up, too. Yeah. That's awesome, because I like listening to those.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a listen, so you'll like it.
And you can listen to all the previous ones he's done, too. Me and my wife, Jake and his wife, rather. Me and my wife is on there, too, but Jake and his wife is on there. Him and Jesse, just him and Rojas. Those are all good episodes beforehand. More coming. Cross is dead. See you tomorrow. Maybe Throwdown tomorrow night.
Kisses.
I'll fuck you. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys very, very much for going to the Patreon. Anybody who's signing up there, thank you so much.